Well, within our space, we actually have 3 projects which we regard as quite significant. The first, obviously, being our POPIA project. So as everybody's well aware, POPIA is coming into play soon, and the credit bureaus have been working quite hard to get our code of conduct in order so that we can lodge our code with the new information regulator. From a technology point of view and also compliance point of view, we've been working with the industry on Project Evolution. And that project is directed at meeting the compliance requirements as we received in the last set of legislative changes, and also ensuring that we can improve the data space within which we work. And then our last project, which is a softer project, but something that's been quite fun for us to work on, is our Know Your Credit Status campaign. And that's been a joint venture with the National Credit Regulator, where we've been going out to consumers, encouraging them to actually request their free credit reports and to have a look at the reports, to engage with the bureaus and with their lenders around the information on the reports, and just to take away that stigma around what is actually recorded on your credit report. So in 2017, we certainly expect to see a substantial amount of legislative changes. The industry is getting tough. We've been through quite a tough journey as we stand now, but I think there's some interesting changes still coming ahead. At this stage, we don't have a clear view of what those will be, and I think where the biggest impact sits for us is around what development is required to actually meet those changes. A lot of the bureaus, or most of the parties in the data space, have a development pipeline, but the bureaus particularly have been quite stretched in terms of their development pipeline. So they're trying to cater for both internal changes to optimize their businesses, but also making sure that we can implement all of these compliance changes so that we can assist lenders in meeting their obligations and to ensure that we as bureaus meet our compliance obligations. So certainly I think one of the biggest challenges for the industry will be the implementation of Regulation 1913. This is the guideline that the NCR has published to direct the industry in terms of how data will be shared with credit bureaus. From a data hub and a technology point of view, there's a number of players that need to come into the SACRA space and that need to be taken onto the data hub. And I think this is going to put increased pressure both on SACRA and on the credit bureaus. And then also just, from a data provider bureau relationship in terms of the volumes and what we'll be dealing with. So from an opportunity perspective, I think we've done a few things leading up to where we are now that's positioned us well to deal with some of the challenges that's ahead. So certainly we've gotten our own house in order. I think we're very well positioned to engage with our stakeholders. We've done a lot of work around stakeholder engagement. We've bedded down some of our internal challenges, which makes us quite prepared in terms of what's coming. And then also the project I mentioned previously, the Know Your Credit Status campaign, we see that as a huge opportunity. Just growing the number of free credit reports that's accessed by consumers, engaging with stakeholders like the National Credit Regulator, not only does well for the country and for consumers, but it's also benefited us greatly in terms of building the bureau brand. If you've been in the industry a long time, one of the things that you know is that the more things change, the more they stay the same. And in our space, we've been fortunate in that we've had a robust and a rigorous regulation and legislation, which I think has protected a lot of consumers in the financial crunch. But that said, there is going to be far more regulatory involvement. I think from a compliance point of view, we're going to see the regulators and the legislators focus much more closely on the industry. And I think we need some time to now see how all of these new things are going to unfold in our space. POPIA certainly is very new legislation in our space. I think we're going to see some directives and guidelines around that from a regulatory perspective, and all of that will determine how the industry navigates this issue going forward.